manifesting works, but, right? There's always this but. And this is for people that are a little more experienced in manifesting. If you're an absolute beginner, I've done hundreds of videos, a lot of them beginner-based. So I would start there. But this is actually geared for people that have manifested things, that knows manifesting works, that knows the techniques. But for some reason, this thing I'm trying to manifest isn't happening, right? We've tried everything. We've tried all the secret sauce, shaking it, breaking it, slapping it. None of it worked. By the way, slap that thumbs up, please, and subscribe to the channel to help out the channel. It does great for helping the algorithm and actually helping the channel more than anything else out there. This is your opportunity to figure out what's the issue with this particular thing I'm manifesting. The world is us pushed out, right? We all know that. It is us pushed out, and what we experience from the outward world is because of what's happening on the inner world. So we know manifesting works. We've manifested all sorts of crazy things in our life, but right now this raise in the job maybe, or maybe this specific person that you're after, or maybe there's some situation that you're trying to make happen, and it's not. And what you've got to do is you've got to step back from it. You've got to realize that life is showing you a reflection. It's showing you a reflection of who you are. It's not that manifesting's broken. Manifesting works all the time. You don't even need to do techniques, okay? It's all the time. What you're thinking, what you're saying, what you're doing is creating. But what the hidden gem is belief. A lot of us hold beliefs that we're not aware of. The reflection, us. Look at us for a second. We hold beliefs that could very well be contrary to what we're trying to experience. This is always a possibility. So you've got, again, step back from the manifestation. You know the techniques work. Why is universe and me, my higher self, why am I not allowing myself to have this? That's really what it comes down to. Because you can have everything you want unless. And I know people hate that. People hate it. And there's a lot of people out there that probably immediately turned off. But you've got to understand, if you're looking for somebody to tell you what you want to hear, you're not actually interested in manifesting, are you? You're interested in having someone tell you what you want to hear. Problem is, it's not working. Because a lot of people don't consider this side of it. Or they don't want to talk about it because this is the wishy-washy part. The techniques work 100% of the time unless they don't. And the unless they don't is key. There's been a number of things in my life I have not been able to manifest specifically. I have manifested 95+% of everything I've wanted to, and I've manifested quite a bit of success for myself. It's why I don't do shows on this channel as often anymore. I've actually manifested an outlet where I can make a larger difference in the bigger picture with more people in a different way. And right now, the way the world is, it's been something that makes me and allows me to sleep better at night. Sometimes the thing that we really want isn't what we're trying to manifest, or, put it a different way, sometimes the thing we're trying to manifest isn't really what we want or need. I've talked before about how our higher self can see like an eagle. It's got an eagle-eye view. It can see far and wide what's coming up. Give a couple examples, and people hate this. They hate the wishy-washy part of life, but here's the thing, folks. This is how you sometimes navigate through the barriers of life, is when the wishy-washy things happen. To me, it's like the turn signals of life. It's the indicators, the traffic signals of life. I love them because it helps me understand, here's a decision point. Here's a place where I can make a decision. Now, sometimes the decision's just an internal, easy fix. I'm not going to say you can't have what you want, especially when it comes to specific people, but we're also going to talk about a couple other angles to this manifestation. I've coached a bunch of people. I've helped a bunch of people. I've taught a bunch of people throughout my entire life. Right? I've been a conscious teacher since I was about 18 and have been working on it ever since. Most people move through life and don't realize that their growth, that their evolution, that their life path matters a great deal. So you can manifest anything and everything you want unless it's likely to steer you off your life path. if something is likely to put you in a direction that is not going to get you where you ultimately need to go, sometimes you're not going to be allowed to do it. Now, if you continue to force it, it might let you experience it, but it'll suck. And you'll be like, I manifested it, but it was horrible. I'm going to try again. So here are some of the things. Maybe you've got a specific job, and I'm not saying you shouldn't have the job or should have the job, but I'm trying to get a promotion. I'm working towards the promotion. I'm doing all the energy work. I'm doing great. I'm putting in the hours, whatever. But it's not seeming to happen. Now, here's, in my life, numerous times, and it helped me jump in my career significantly, whenever these moments came, because I would move through the ranks, no questions, but eventually I would hit a ceiling of some kind. Usually they wouldn't let me into management, typical, because I'm not like typical manager type person. So I would realize at the point when I hit the ceiling that maybe instead of trying to get continued promotions here, maybe I should open up to the idea of a new job, a new possibility, a new avenue, new skill sets. And almost invariably, the second I came to terms with that, boom, off I went, and immediately getting jobs. Suddenly someone pops out of the woodworks, hey, Dan, I'm working for this company. It's great. They pay extra money. Seriously, every time. Every time. If I'm hitting a barrier, hitting a ceiling, hitting a wall, if I change what I'm doing, who I'm doing, what I'm doing, how I'm doing, almost instantly, the manifestation goes. It's like you've got pent up manifestation energy that's like you've got to find a different direction. What you're doing isn't right. It's not that your manifesting techniques suck. No, they're great. You've got pent up manifestation. You've got pressure inside of you, if you will. The problem is you're not focused in the right place, and your life is actually saying, or God, or source, or however you want to see it. You're trying to push a specific someone. This is one of the best ones, one of the greatest lessons, always. Now, yes, your specific someone is totally possible. I'm not saying it's not. But I'm saying there's all sorts of avenues. I've coached a bunch of people through this. This is one of the hardest things I think to coach people through, because love is a tricky little mechanism. And a lot of the times people want to manifest away hurt. That's what it is at the moment, right? They're in a breakup. They don't want to be. They don't want to hurt anymore. And they want that hurting to stop. So they push really hard to manifest their specific person. And it doesn't work. A lot of these cases, the reason that the relationship didn't work to begin with, at least in the case of an ex, is there was problems that started building up. There was insecurities. There was whatever. This is the us pushed out stuff. There was times where you were not behaving on your best behalf. You were not showing your best version of you. Or they weren't, or whatever. And it drove somebody crazy. It ended up causing problems, and the split and break happened. So we try to manifest to get us back together, but ultimately that energy has not changed. They or you still feel that energy every time you're around that individual. No matter what you want, no matter how hard you try, you're not going to vibe with it. You're not going to feel it. So that's where we've got to, again, look at our reflection. Have I made some adjustments? Was I being unfair? Was I being insecure? Then I need to work on some of those inner things. I need to work on that inner dialogue. I need to work on my belief and love of myself. I need to work on, self-love, as they always say, is one of the key things. But it's the effort that no one ever wants to do. No, Dan, tell me an easy way to manifest. If you're having a hard time manifesting, you have some work to do. You don't have to. And you can just sit not manifesting as long as you want. It doesn't hurt me at all. I'm telling you what I've done and what I've seen work and what I've seen work in people I've worked with. When you acknowledge the bigger picture and then adjust, you almost instantly will be manifesting what it is you want. So, again, is it a specific person and should you be with them? Again, the angle to try. See if anything weird's going on with you. If everything's solid with you and you're being very honest, because a lot of people have a hard time with that too. They don't like to see fault in themselves. They don't want to believe they were being grumpy or insecure or always questioning them or snooping or whatever, right? Like, I don't know. There's so many different angles that people can be. Cheating. I mean, there's certain things that are horrible and they create problems. So if that energy's there and nothing's been done to resolve that or clean it or rid it. And I've talked about astral letters. You can search on my channel, but that's one way to kind of try to erase stuff, but karma's the other. You play it out, and it kind of erases it. But sometimes your higher self, ego view, knows that this individual is not the right fit. Sometimes, and this is what I often do when I work with people that are trying to manifest a specific person, is I say, is it the person that you desire, or is it a loving relationship that you desire? And overwhelmingly, it's usually a loving relationship. Now, the second you focus your energy on that, and suddenly that becomes the objective of your manifestation, your focus, your desire, your belief, you will almost instantly meet somebody. You will almost instantly be guided to the proper place where you're bumping into somebody at the coffee shop, or you logged into some place and, posted your thing and somebody instantly responded. Like, it will happen way faster when you stop going the direction your body's saying no, right? Your soul's saying no. You got to go a different way. Climb over it, around it, through it, whatever, but you can't do the thing that you're choosing exactly how you're choosing it. Try again. Your combination's incorrect. Pushing a specific angle. A lot of times we want things to happen a very specific way. That's another thing that life will frequently say no. So come up with a different way. Like I said with the job, great example. It just is. But I need to get a raise there. I got to get a raise there. I don't want to leave. Well, maybe leaving is actually what you're supposed to do. Look at the angle. Look at what it is you're trying to accomplish. Are you trying to become further up in your profession? Are you trying to get paid more? Are you trying to become better at what you do? Then staying at the same company oftentimes is not the best choice. Those days are kind of long gone. The world's moving too fast nowadays to stay at one place for 40 years. That's insane. Sometimes we refuse to alter course. Life has told you multiple times. Maybe you're set on a specific person, and you've had friends that have tried to set you up with like 2 or 3 really great guys, or really great girls. But you're like, no, because he just said something. I swear we're going to work through this, right? So you start passing up on things that might be a better choice. Because again, we're hung up on this. They've got their hooks in us in some weird energetic way. Sometimes, what is it that we really, really want? Does it have to be that individual? Or is love really what we're after? Sometimes people are not good people. And sometimes you come to that conclusion and you're like, yeah, but I want to use manifesting to change them. But you can't. You can't use manifesting to change somebody else. You can try and you can see them that way. And if they choose to accept it, then yes, then they've chosen. And so you can help implant that idea, but they can swat it down and reflect it back on you too. They don't have to do it. So trying to use manifesting to affect somebody else, in my opinion, is dangerous waters, and it can create karma for your own self. You're better to work on you. When you make yourself very attractive, you'll be amazed. When you get your energy into a great place, you'll be amazed at what starts to happen around you. Focus in on what you really want. If you're being blocked on something, look at what it is. What do I really want in this situation? And pay attention to that. Focus on that. And open yourself up to that. Because sometimes life is saying, hey, buddy, we got a better path for you. Trust me. Wink, wink. Trust me. And you're like, no, but I really want this thing. And they're like, sorry, but no. You need to do this. And when you do, you get rewarded. And you'll be surprised how well this works for you. Dan, RadioStyle.